one of the viable institutions in the world today that people venture into it. It is the establishment of worship centers or ministry outreach in the Christendom. However, many Christian worshippers have a wrong notion or perception about some of religious leaders or those who intend to establish a new church or ministry outreach because they believe some of them lack religious background or venture into the ministry for selfish interests. This wrong perception about some inspirational religious leaders has prompted Delegate TV to engage Evangelist Timothy Ofoegbu, who will be unveiling a new ministry outreach named as Transformation Family Global Outreach on August 23, 2024, to speak on his journey to Christianity and why venturing into the ministry.
Well, I being a cradle Catholic, I was baptized, had my first Holy Communion, received sacrament of confirmation, sacrament of matrimony, which is marriage, and I've been a practicing Catholic from the day I was born. There was also a group in the church called Catholic Charismatic Renewal. I became a member as far back as 1990. But before then, in 1989, after my senior brother died in 1988, I had a traumatic post-grieving experience that made me to start fellowshipping with the full gospel businessmen in Maiduguri, Borno State. It was that 1989 I preached my first gospel. And later, they asked us to go back to our churches. In fact, it was the full gospel fellowship, businessman fellowship, that recommended that I join the Catholic Charismatic Renewal. Then in Maiduguri, St. Patrick's Catholic Charismatic Renewal, called Mirror of Christ, and I joined them in 1990. By 1993, I relocated to Lagos. Still continue. By then, I became a preacher of the gospel. I became an evangelist, a missionary. And since then, from that 1989 till now, without exaggeration, I have been to every state of this country, preaching the gospel of Christ, encouraging Christians, and I have been to 24 nations of the world for the same purpose, and up to 80 tertiary institutions around the country, so many villages and cities, and I've written an unbelievable 14 Christian books and one historical book, so I've authored 15 books. That's my journey so far. I have an unbelievable 3 theological degrees. And the first one is from West African Theological Seminary, where I have my BA in Biblical Theology, and it afforded me the opportunity to study African traditional religion, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, and other religion, and then to know more about Christianity. And then I have a degree in Pentecostal theology from Redeemed Christian Church of God. I have postgraduate diploma there, and also postgraduate diploma in leadership, and the Catholic Church certified me with advanced diploma in theology by no other person than Cardinal Okochie himself.
Speaking on what inspired him to establish Transformation Family Global Outreach, Evangelist Timothy said,
when I was in Lagos, I felt the need to start an outreach because a lot of people are coming to my house. By that time, if you come to my house around 8 o'clock on Saturday till 6, if I don't have social function or evangelical function, my house was a kind of a Mecca or a kind of a Vatican. So people come from all over the city and beyond for one spiritual advice or the other, or prayers, and they continue. And when you say go to church with them, you sit on the church all day long, because I devoted only Saturdays. So, and there are also some teachings God is putting in my spirit. So we decided after attending the training in Catholic School of Evangelization, Antioch School, Cardinal Anthony Okogie certified me after the 2 years training to be a Catholic evangelizer. And when we were commissioned, we were asked to go and do outreaches. And that exactly we did in 2004. So the name of the outreach is Transformation Family Global Outreach. And our mandate is to preach the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ to all human beings in all nations, to raise missionaries and evangelists that will also do this work, train them and empower them. We will also do medical outreaches, collaborating with doctors, including legal, going to prisons and see how we can help people who are detained there without any justification. But what we are seeing now, we will also go into skill acquisition, development and empowerment to help the teeming youths and others that are vulnerable. So everything is to better the society using the Bible as our roadmap. Outreach is not just Abuja. In fact, by October, we have already gotten the collaboration of 2 churches in Akwanga. We are starting from Nasarawa because a lot of things are happening there. There is a syncretism that is mixing of one faith with the other, and there's an incursion of insurgency. So we are hitting Nasarawa for 4 days outreach, and 2 churches will be hosting us. We are collaborating with PFN now and with Christian Association of Nigeria. We will soon reach out to the Northern Christian groups, and I'm happy that the leader of the Fulani Christian Association, former pilot, is my good friend. We are thinking about to reach out to the Fulanis. Already we have 2 people that are speaking Fulani very, very well. A pastor that is in charge of our outreach was formerly a Muslim that grew up in the Sokoto Palace before God diverted him from Islam to Christianity. He'll be leading. So we are not limiting what we are doing to Abuja. After Nasarawa, we are targeting Borno State, Maiduguri, where I have stayed for 6 years, Yobe State, Bauchi State, the entire 19 northern states. And then we will look at the other places in Africa. And if God help us, and we have collaboration and support from others, we will hit Europe. The ancestors of Europe brought Christianity to Africa. Now, the children of Africa will take Christianity back to Europe, where they are selling some churches. We can even buy some and call back people there. America is having a very big crisis in their own brand of Christianity. So what I'm saying is that we are ready to go. And I'm happy to tell you that as we unveil tomorrow, being 23rd August, Friday, 2024 at Abuja, I say this in this chapel that over 10 Pentecostal pastors and 3 Pentecostal bishops have agreed to submit themselves to my leadership.
Speaking further, Evangelist Timothy posited that some religious leaders were responsible for the factors that led to the demarketing of Christianity.
Christendom literally is the fastest growing religion now. In fact, out of over 8 billion people in the world, statistically, we have close to 3 billion now, maybe 2.8 or 2.7. Only Catholics alone are more than 1.2 billion. So we are growing. But the problem is not just numbers. What about the quality? An American historian that is also a Christian researcher called Professor Ed Murphy said that the Christianity in Africa is 1 million feet long, but half inches deep. Think of it. So it's not that people are feeling a cathedral or filling churches, or that one church is having 7 services, that is the issue. So I want a situation where Christians will truly be the salt of the earth and the light of the world. As Jesus said in Matthew chapter 5, from verse 13 to 16, we have to be the salt. When you look at Catholic Church, Anglican Church, Methodist, Foursquare, First Baptist, Presbyterians, those they call Orthodox or the mainline churches, they have organigram that is working. A priest in the Catholic Church will never do whatever he likes because a bishop is there. A bishop will not do whatever he likes because the archbishop is there. An archbishop will not do whatever he likes. Rome is watching him. Even the Pope cannot say or do whatever he likes because 7-man Roman courier will be there to correct him. Okay? But in Pentecostalism and independent charismatism and other ministries, somebody that was doing business or doing anything will just abandon the profession, jump into the ministry without training, buy clerical collar that is worth 5,000, put on his neck, put suit, piam! He has become a pastor, piam! He has become a bishop, archbishop, and begin to say things. I told people here in Abuja, a popular Pentecostal pastor divorced the wife while preaching. I didn't say after preaching in announcement, while delivering the word of God. And I was so unfortunate that day because I came back from my own Catholic mass, relaxing, put the Chanel, and suddenly he stopped and said, you people know my wife committed adultery, and in revenge, I went and committed adultery with a lady, and that lady became pregnant. So for that reason, I have divorced my wife, and I will now marry the lady that is pregnant for me from another African country. Do you know some people were clapping? A Christianity where a pastor is bold enough at the altar of God to divorce his wife while preaching. It's not the Christianity that Jude 3 says fight for the faith that was delivered to the saint. This is an abnormal Christianity. A Christianity they are bringing comedians at the altar of God to mock Moses for stammering. Go to mosque of the Muslims and mock the same Moses they call is Musadia and know whether you will come out alive. A Christianity where somebody will boast of buying 4 private jets. I have nothing against buying jets. 4. And you are boasting about it. So people who are demarketing it have seen Christianity being so materialistic. Is money has taken the center. Pride, no more humility. They are not teaching people how to work hard. We are not teaching people how to acquire skills. Everything now is just like me. One pastor said 2 months ago he raised 51 people from the dead. And people were fact-checking. He didn't appear on Arise television, Channel television. NTA didn't carry it. No blog, no newspaper. And you raised 51 Nigerians from the dead in 1 year. People don't fear God, they go, no. Okay, look at the one in Warri, selling soap in dollars, selling stone, catapult, selling water. And these ordinary people that are not even Christian ministers that are fact-checking them. And so, how do you tell people to come to church? How? So this is the problem. And then the Christians we have are only interested in miracle, signs and wonders, hopping around. If any new person appear, prophecy had replaced the word of God in some churches. Miracles, signs and wonders, and people keep on fact-checking these things, challenging non-Christians to show them the blind, show them the cripple, show them who they raised from the dead, because of this, the marketing. But by the way, why are they not attacking Catholic, Anglican, Methodist, and other older churches? Because like I told you, this one-man show, they have nobody to be accountable to. Nevertheless, there are some people who are doing the real work of God. They are not celebrated. They don't hop from one podcast to other Christian leaders. And that's why I'm calling for caution. When somebody is proving I know all, I join God in writing the Bible, and everybody is right, I'm wrong, it's also things that are making ordinary people in the street to be confused. So I think the demarketing of the Christianity started by the Christian leaders themselves, who may not be perfect, but some of the actions, honestly, have got people wondering. Then the members are lazy. I'm telling you, one day, if care is not taken, they'll start selling pant and bra and sanitary pad and catapult.
While encouraging Nigerians to continue keeping faith in God despite the economic challenges in the country, Evangelist Timothy Ofoegbu said it was a sin in any religion for a 50-year-old person to stand on the road to protest against hunger.
Well, my message to them is opposite the message some religious leaders are giving them. Number one, I believe in hope. They will keep their faith alive in God. God didn't put a date in his blessing. So if you notice so many Christian churches now, the message on the fruit of the Spirit, as Galatians chapter 5 verse 22 to 23 said, patience was mentioned there and endurance. But we are not willing to endure at all. Everybody now want to have it quick. That's why we have Yahoo Plus, ritualists, organ harvesters, and corrupt leaders and politicians that are packing millions and trillions and billions of naira and dollars. So I say to Christians and non-Christians who are passing through excruciating hardship in this country and the world, keep the hope alive. But I don't want a situation where an adult that is 50 years will come and protest and say, I am hungry. It is a sin in any religion. A 50-year-old man should not come out and say to the public, I'm hungry. You have to find something to do. People polish shoes to feed their families. People become bricklayers, drivers, conductors, keke drivers, Okada drivers. People go to farm. So dependence on God to be throwing chips and plantain and rice and masa from heaven is never anywhere in the Christian Holy Book. So people should keep hope alive, but people should also be very busy. I am against people sleeping in the church for 10 days, 20 days. I'm against people carrying church on the head. I am totally against people just saying that God will bless me and go to sleep. Say early morning prayer, midnight prayer, afternoon prayer, Angelus, do stations of the cross, if they are Catholics. And after doing this thing, you fold your hands. In fact, you are mocking God and you are a very big disgrace to yourself and your family.
On the issue of bad governance and corruption in the society, Evangelist Timothy questioned the presence of Christians in the leadership positions.
So where are the Christians in Nigeria that are in the civil service, where corruption is walking in four legs? Where are the Christians in presidency? Where are the Christians in NNPC? Where are the Christians in the marketplaces? Where are the Christians in security armed forces, from immigration to custom, from army itself to police? Where are the Christians that are hoarding goods? That's the question we'll be asking, not just whether we are growing or whether we are going down. It is not easy to be a leader. I appreciate over the years. I've seen so many head of state, so they are trying. But something is wrong with Nigeria. And now I'm not talking about only Christianity. What about Islam? Don't these people go to Mecca and see how organized Mecca, Medina, and Riyadh is? Don't Christian leaders go to Rome, go to US, go to Canada, and see how organized they are? So the message I have for all the Christian leaders, Muslim leaders, and leaders of this country is very simple. God will judge all of us. If God hand over resources and money of people to you, and you are grabbing them in millions and in billions to keep for yourselves. If anybody tells me at my age in the middle 50s, I will still be talking about electricity, talking about bad roads, talking about potable water, housing. Honestly, I won't believe it. Yesterday, I was awake all night as a journalist and as a researcher to listen to all the talks in the Democratic Party convention in Chicago, America. From 11 to 5:30, I listened to all of them taking notes. The one that touched me so much was when the transportation minister said to the Americans that healthcare and housings are part of your fundamental human rights. A country whereby in emergency you can't call any telephone number. What we call it Jesus or Allahu Akbar. That's what we do. A country where you don't have a functional hospital now. The leaders, imagine those working in health ministry going overseas for treatment. And the people that are in education ministry, even supervising university, their own children are schooling abroad. So the message I have for them is very simple. God placed you in this corridor of power and made you president, vice president, senator, house of rep, made you governor, deputy, commissioner, local government official. If you are stealing the money and hardening your heart and refuse to work, God will judge. Simple. Work for the people. That money is not yours. I'm a journalist. In our platform, we know what these people are acquiring here and there. But thank God none of them is taking it to the grave. Everything stops in this world. Let's emulate other countries. Dubai was a desert 40 years ago. Look at Dubai now. That's where our leaders are buying properties. That's my message for them. Let them work for the people. Let them fear God. If you're a Christian and you join them in working against the people, refusing to provide for them, taking all those money home, only bribery and corruption, you are not representing Christ. If you're a Muslim, I have read Quran, the holy book. The prophet, peace of God be upon him, never encourage primitive acquisition. So, where are they? And 95% of Nigerians are Muslims and Christians. So something is wrong. My message to the leadership, fear God, because he will judge you on the last day. And you are not taking any of these things to anywhere.
In summation, Evangelist Timothy of Ofoegbu advised Nigerians to always engage in the positive activities or business that will earn them a living, rather than rely on only fasting and prayers. Augustus Oche Ifene, Delegate TV, Abuja.